All right, welcome back to the Downtime. Sarah Wynn here with Bill Reese, General Manager of Accumulation, Senior Director of Engineering at Columbus McKinnon. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. We are so excited. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you're working on?
Of course, like you said, my name is Bill Reese. I am the General Manager of Accumulation and the Senior Director of Engineering for Columbus McKinnon's Conveyance Group. That group encompasses three main companies, which is Garvey, Dorner Manufacturing, and Montratec. Um, we're constantly trying to expand our product lines and kind of find markets that we may have a solution for, but not the right product fit. And that's where our new product here that we like to talk about comes into play.
Definitely. Do you want to introduce it?
Sure. Garvey's been known for our accumulation tables over the years. Our business has mainly been in stainless steel manufacturing. And with our partnerships with the other brands under Columbus McKinnon, Dorner Manufacturing has a great history of aluminum construction. So we teamed up with them to develop this aluminum Bi-Flo to help us touch some more markets that might be a little bit more of an industrial setting where the stainless steel is not required. They're not washing down the equipment. They're not using specific sanitizing products that the aluminum might not hold up to. So in those environments, they might not need the cost or I don't want to say they're heavy duty because the aluminum Bi-Flo is very robust as well, but it's a little bit lighter duty and kind of fits into a different market that we haven't been able to work in the past.
Definitely. And I believe we have a story up on Packaging OEM site about it. There's a cost savings too, going from stainless steel to aluminum. Do you want to touch on that?
Correct. Really, it's very similar technology, and you get all the benefits of our traditional stainless steel model. But we're looking at a price point that's 15 to 25% less going to the end user. So it's a significant cost savings, and for especially some maybe smaller plants or plants where the lighter duty fits that market, that aluminum construction fits their plant. It's a great option.
Awesome. And let's talk about the single motor. How does the single motor multi-chain design impact energy use and line efficiency?
Well, that's great. That's one thing we like to hang our hat on is having these accumulation tables run on a single motor. Traditionally, you might have two, sometimes three motors on the system. We replace those with one slightly larger motor to be able to take the load of the product and the chain. Um, so it tends to be more energy efficient because that single motor, we can run it in its most efficient range. Um, it's less complicated integration wise because you're not worrying about instead of having to have three VFDs to run this one table, we need one VFD. We can supply a small local VFD right on the side for smaller operations that might not have the um, complex control systems that some of the larger plants do. So it has a lot of flexibility on how you integrate it into the line. It could be less spare parts for the customers, and instead of having to have three motors on hand, if something were to fail, you need to have one motor for replacement, and then it's easier maintenance, right? It's one motor, less moving parts, less things to fail.
Definitely. And let's talk application flexibility.
Yeah.
What types of packaging lines or product formats benefit most from the aluminum biflow?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So where our stainless steel model is more tailored for that like pharmaceutical, food and beverage applications where there is a higher level of sanitation required where they might be washing it down with water or a chemical. The aluminum is targeted more for our industrial and consumer goods customers that don't require that level of construction. So thinking like machine parts, feeding machine parts into machining center, household products like hand soap, maybe some light cleaning products, beauty brands, lotions, and things like that. And even we've looked at some applications where like battery manufacturing that could utilize a table like this and enjoy that cost savings, but still get the functionality they need.
Definitely. And then how do there's there's three different configurations we have in our story, one in feed, one out feed, and or one with both. How do those different configurations help manufacturers optimize production lines?
Yeah, so this is something that we like to push. So the Garvey brand's known for bringing in the accumulation to the line, but it can not only act like an accumulation table, but it can almost act like a machine itself. So um, like for the infeed, if you have a manual process where maybe on a smaller line they're manually placing products onto a single lane conveyor and feeding them onto a line, you could put that infeed table at the beginning. It allows the operators to load the table up with maybe 3, 5 minutes of product. Now that employee is available to pay attention somewhere else on the line. So it's not always about just throughput of the line, which you do get the benefit of that, but also making the employees more efficient on the line, allowing them to do multiple tasks and kind of freeing them up from just doing one repetitive task over and over again.
Definitely. And then what should OEMs or manufacturers know about integrating it into existing lines? I know you touched on controls before. Do you want to touch on that again, or
Yeah,
I'll leave it to you?
so it's that single motor allows for an easier electrical integration. Um, the infeed and the outfeeds of the table, as well as the body of the table, are designed to be flush with the edge of our chain, so you can really bring in conveyors on any side of the system, and it's a nice smooth transfer. I mean, that's something we pride ourselves in, is removing any what we call dead plates or transfer plates from the system to allow a smooth transition of the product onto our system and off the system. Product stability is very important on these Bi-Flows. If the product can't be stable on it and the system's causing products to fall over, it's really no good to our customers. So being able to engineer those key things into the system so it's benefiting them, not just making more work for them.
For sure.
And
And then, oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I just want to touch on one more thing. So
Sure.
with that, right, there's a million different products out there. Some customers have accumulation or these types of systems in their plant. Others don't. It might be their first kind of forte into a system like this. So we do offer during the quoting process, the customers can send us their exact product. We have a test unit on our floor. We can put the product on there. We can video it. We can show them, hey, this is what your line conditions are going to look like. This is how the product's going to react on the table. So they're confident going into that purchase that that is the solution for them.
We'd love to get the video. I'll reach out to your team, see if we can get a video of it showed our audience. That would be great.
Oh, definitely.
Um, yeah. And are there any common challenges or tips you can share for multi-line setups?
Yeah, so multi-line setups, a lot of it comes down to the layout, and that's where we like to rely on our applications team. Then that's really our first touch point with that customer. We have over 30 years of experience with these types of systems, so they've seen every type of line. So it allows us to kind of work with them, and we also have industry experience with conveyors, right? So if we can't just park it into your system and utilize what's already there, we can add those additional conveyors to the system to make sure it's a seamless fit. It also helps us fit it in maybe a tighter layout or somewhere where a customer might come to us and be like, I would love to have one, but we just don't have any room for it. You'll be amazed about how flexible these systems can get, and we can work on the size and the orientation of the table to actually get them the benefits of these systems into the line that they may have thought they couldn't in the past.
Yeah, compact, tight plant floors. That's a common
Yeah.
theme we write about over here. So let's talk real world examples. Do you have any of the aluminum Bi-Flo that you can share in terms of throughput or space savings? We just talked about compact floor space.
But typically with accumulation applications, we typically see a 20-30% increase in the efficiency of the line. And then, like I mentioned earlier, there's also the added benefits of um, increasing that worker availability. The line workers that are actually working on the line allows them to be more flexible with their time and put their attention in different areas than instead of that one space.
Definitely. And then in terms of varying product sizes or speeds, can you want to touch on the adjustable design or flexibility again?
Yeah, so like I said, the physical dimensions of the system are flexible, right? We have different widths available. We can expand it lengthwise in basically increments of inches. So we have a ton of flexibility there. As far as the system itself, the guide work is adjustable for multiple product sizes. It's basically you loosen a handle, you set the outfeed product width to that next product size, and you lock it down. And that's the only adjustment on the table. It's just on that outfeed area. Everything else stays the same. So it's a quick changeover, only a few minutes to get that table ready during a line changeover. Um, like I said, we have the product testing available as well, so we know going into it what's going to be needed with the table, and
Mhm.
also the speeds are variable, right? So depending on how it's integrated into the control system, it can be recipe driven. The table can be set up to not only run different constant speeds, but it can ramp up to a surge speed if needed by some customers. Depends on what their need is, and we can kind of create that system to work best in their environment.
Definitely. And I know the product was just announced within the last week or so. Have any been integrated into lines yet?
Yep. So we have a few in engineering right now. We have one out to a customer in the field right now, and it's working really well for them. It's been a great addition to their line. And again, it was one of those customers that everything else in their plant is aluminum. So when we showed them that stainless steel version, they're like, this just seems expensive. I'm really not comfortable with this. Everything else I have is aluminum. So we worked with them to develop this system, and then that was kind of where this thought process got started, and where we really started rolling with it to create a whole product line for these aluminum accumulation tables.
Um, Without providing too much info on them, could you just share what products maybe they're using on the table?
Yeah, it was a nutraceutical brand. So we were running sealed pill bottles feeding into a labeling system. And just to buffer that labeling system a bit, they wanted to make sure that they can keep it running during maybe a label changeover, or sometimes the rolls of labels aren't perfect, so they might have a little jam in there. They don't want to stop the whole line just to go in there. Took them 2 minutes to pull the label out and get it back running. Everything else in the line is running, and that's where they see that benefit of the line efficiency and increased throughput at their end of an 8-hour shift.
Definitely. And then let's talk Columbus McKinnon as a whole. How does the new Bi-Flo fit into the broader automation or smart factory initiatives at Garvey and Columbus McKinnon?
Yeah, so we've been with Columbus McKinnon for quite a few years now, and really the biggest advantage is being able to work with our sister brands with Dorner and Montratec, and leverage their knowledge and have our engineering teams kind of collaborate and say, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? And then we can find the best way to do it, right? We might not be doing the best way just because we don't know. It's you always hear that saying, oh, this is how we always did it. It's been able to kind of shake that loose and really get us to kind of push our designs further and make them more cost effective and even better for our customers. And like the Garvey product expertise is still here. And just leveraging that aluminum construction technology that Dorner brings to the table, we're able to bring this new product, a better product to that specific kind of industrial market that we weren't able to work with in the past.
Awesome. Well, we'll leave the floor to you, Bill. Is there anything else you might want to touch on?
No, I think we covered a lot. Like I said, I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to talk through this system. We're looking forward to kind of working with this new segment of customer that we haven't really been able to help before, and get these lines working more efficient and get some more dollars in their pocket at the end of the year.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill, for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mhm.